In ancient lands, the sun's first rays painted the eastern horizon in shades of orange and soft violet, still cool but full of promise. Arion, who had seen only 7 summers, stirred on his thin straw mat, the coarse wool scratching his cheek. The air from outside, filled with the scent of wood smoke and the distant bleating of goats, was reason to wake up. He could hear the clatter of pots from the shared hearths and the low murmur of people already at work in the village. This was his home, a small settlement of a few huts just outside of formidable city walls. Orphaned 2 winters ago after his parents succumbed to the fire, Arion had learned to fend for himself. The villagers offered joint support only for basic necessities. With a sigh, Arion stretched his legs onto the dirt floor, his stomach already grumbling. A quick splash of cold water from the shared well to his face, a handful of dried figs, and he set off. The familiar path led him to the Peace River, where the daily training for boys his age had already begun. He saw them, a dozen or so boys, their bare chests gleaming with sweat, led by an old stern-faced trainer. "Run, boys! Faster! The enemy won't wait for tired legs!" shouted the trainer, his voice like the rustle of dry leaves. Arion joined the end of the line, his small legs full of blood, dust rising with every stride. His lungs burned with each breath, as if a glowing ember lay within them. With every step, his legs grew heavier, and a sharp pain stabbed at his chest as it heaved. The trees and bushes rushing past blurred before his eyes. He pushed forward solely driven by the desire to reach the finish line. After the run, it was time for stone lifting, while the other boys, empowered by better nourishment, easily lifted and placed medium-sized stones, stretching their arms. The stone before Arion seemed rooted to the earth. He exerted all his strength to dislodge it, but his muscles trembled, his arms heavy, as if filled with sand. This movement, which others performed with ease, was an insurmountable obstacle for him. The weakness brought on by hunger manifested in every muscle. Then came wrestling. Arion, despite his size, was agile and stubborn, but today he faced Damon. Damon belonged to one of the noble families in the city, always looking down on Arion, despising his peasant smell. Damon had a mocking smile on his face as he lunged at Arion. Despite Arion's best efforts, Damon's powerful arms easily seized him. Within seconds, Arion found himself on his back, breathless, Damon's knee pressed to his chest, his taunting voice echoing in his ears.
"The likes of you will never reach our level, little mouse."
Arion's face flushed crimson with shame and anger. The taste of defeat, combined with contempt, was even more bitter. Once the training finished, Arion headed straight to the city, to the workshop of his beloved master, Sander, an old and kind carpenter. Sander had been both a father figure to Arion and had taught him the craft. Arion spent the rest of the day carving, sanding, and following his master's instructions. Every coin he earned was a hope for survival and perhaps, one night more, life. In the late afternoon, as he left the workshop, tired but with the slight peace of having accomplished something, a piece of blue cloth caught his eye. A girl emerged from one of the grand houses, accompanied by 2 stern-faced women. She was perhaps 12 or 13, her dark hair meticulously braided with gold threads. She moved with an innate grace, her chin held high, her dark and intelligent eyes scanning the streets with a quiet intensity. She was a princess, Arion knew. He had never seen one so close before. Instinctively, he stopped, captivated by her presence. Her gaze passed over him for a moment, an unreadable flicker in her eyes. And then she turned the corner and was gone. Arion stood there for a long moment, dust settling around his bare feet, the image of her purple chiton and noble bearing etched in his mind. Was what he felt awe, or something else? Something unsettling, stirring in his young chest that he couldn't yet name. He didn't know, but he knew one thing. He wanted to see her again.